All right, a very good morning to you and welcome to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Well, this is where we look at various activities affecting us as Nigerians and Abians in particular. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ginika Olwaha. On today's edition of the program, of course, every Saturday we look at the Umunneato, that's the Umunneato special edition of the platform. That's what we do here every Wednesday at 10 a.m. So we look at the activities, the political activities rising from that axis. When we talk about Umunneato, we are looking at the three local government of Isialangwa South, Isialangwa North, as well as Osisiama local government area. These particular people say it is their turn to produce the next governor of Abia State, and we'll be looking at that particular issues as it affects them. Thank you so much once again. We'll take a breather to bring you the political update. When we come back, you meet my guests. You already know them. Stay with us.
This is Political Update. Following the prolonged industrial action by the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU, President Muhammad Buhari has directed the Minister of Education, Adamu, to prefer a solution to the challenge and report back to him in 2 weeks. Sources in the presidential villa said the president gave the directive during a meeting with relevant government ministries, agencies and departments where he received briefings on the current face-off with the university unions since February 14, among other issues. Although it is not unusual for the president to hold briefings with the ministers, it was gathered that President Buhari placed a high premium on the issue of resolving the lingering ASU strike. However, the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU says the 2-week ultimatum issued by the president to resolve the concerns raised by the union is too much. For the lecturers, it will not take more than 2 days to address the issues that have plunged the nation's public university system into a prolonged strike that is currently in its 5th month. ASU chairman Professor Emmanuel Osodeke in an interview stressed that the government is still unserious with the strike, adding that it does not require such a long time frame to resolve the issues. President Muhammadu Buhari says the new Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited would be an enterprise that will support sustainable growth across other sectors of the economy as it delivers energy to the world. Speaking during the unveiling of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited at the State House Conference Center in Abuja, the president assured that the new company would guarantee energy security in the country. He stressed that NNPC Limited will sustainably deliver value to its over 200 million shareholders and the global energy community, operate without relying on government funding, and be free from institutional regulations such as the Treasury Single Account (TSA).
This is a landmark event for the Nigerian oil industry. Our country places high premium in creating the right atmosphere that supports investment and growth to boost our economy and continue to play an important role in sustaining global energy requirements. Responsibility Act. It will, of course, conduct itself under the best international business practices in transparency, governance, and commercial viability.
National Board of Technical Education (MBTE) has withdrawn the accreditation of Abia State Polytechnic Aba for failing to pay staff salaries and allowances for over 30 months. A statement by the spokesperson of MBTE, Fatima Abubakar, said the accreditation was withdrawn because the Polytechnic had not shown any commitment to offset the arrears and ensure regular payment of salaries. Abubakar also mentioned that the board had drawn the attention of the Polytechnic's management to the consequences of failing to pay salaries, including the suspension of quality assurance visits. Member representing Ikwana Umuahia Federal Constituency, Honorable Simon Igbo, has presented his proof of service of originating summon on Honorable Emeka Atoma, Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), and All Progressives Congress (APC), who are the first to third respondents in a suit challenging his exclusion as duly elected candidate of APC for Abia Central Senatorial District. In the case which is before an Abia State Division of Federal High Court sitting in Umuahia, the plaintiff wants an order of the court nullifying the unilateral substitution of his name as the validly elected candidate of the party with Emeka Atoma, whom he said never participated in the primary election of the APC for the Abia Central Senatorial District held on the 28th and the 29th day of May 2022. Anuibo is equally seeking an order restraining INEC from recognizing Atoma, whose name was sent by the APC to the Commission as the candidate of the party for the Abia Central Senatorial District primary election, which he was the validly declared winner. The court therefore fixed October 5th, 2022 for commencement of hearing. That was Political Update. I am Wisdom Thomas.
All right, welcome back to the program. It's still the Umunneato special edition of the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Thank you so much for joining us once again. My name is Ginika Olwa. My guests are already in the studio. You already know them, and they are the regulars I do the show with every Wednesday at 10 a.m. talking about Dr. Max Nduagibe, the leader and chairman of Ukwalangwa Elders Council. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us on the program this morning. Doctor?
Good morning, sir.
Okay. And Dr. Eugene Woha, a member of the Ukwalangwa Elders Council. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you, Mr. Ginika. Welcome our listeners.
Okay. Dave Max, I think I should just start with you. You saw what happened over the weekend in Osun State. I think we should just start there. And the decision of the people to kick out the incumbent governor in Osun State, the APC governor in Osun State, Governor Oyetola. Now they have a governor-elect, and the person of Ademola Adeleke. He will soon be assuming office, maybe in the next 3 months. Now, how would you describe such the resilience of the people of Osun to elect a new governor aside the one that is already there? Do you see that happening also in Abia State when we have a kind of the resolution or the resolve of the people to replicate same here in 2023?
Thank you very much. I think it's commendable for the people of Osun State, what they did, and they did it following their own peculiar circumstances. The political situations differ from place to place. Mm-hmm. So they found it necessary to use, if you like, people's power, to dethrone the current governor and install a new one. Now, it shows very well that the new Electoral Act is working. It's working in the sense that, people are no longer worried about their political parties. They are now worried about the individual that they want to govern them. And that is the essence of democracy, really. Party politics have not yielded good dividends of democracy to Nigerians. It has always been business as usual. In the past, results were written. You don't even know where the election held or not, But this time it appears that is not going to happen. And this is where we in Abia State must be very, very careful on what we do. I am very certain that, if the people of Abia State are resolute, they will get the government that they deserve.
Dr. Woha, of course, do you think this thing is possible in the state in 2023 to change the narrative and bring in good governance?
Why not? Why not? Our own situation is a little bit different from Osun, because in Abia State, a new governor must emerge, because the incumbent governor has exhausted his tenure. By 2023, it will be 8 years. But my own takeaway from what happened in Osun is that we can now be close to the fact that votes will count, especially with the new Electoral Act, like our leader has pointed out. It wouldn't be business as usual. So people should have faith in the system now. Go and pick your PVC, come out to vote, because it's one thing to have the PVC, and it's another thing to come out that day to vote. If you even look at Osun, about 1.8 million people have their PVC in Osun, 1.8. But what voted was below 900,000.
Yeah.
So that will tell you that people can also pick the PVC, but they wouldn't come out to vote. We don't want that type of situation in Abia State during this time. We want people to pick the PVC, come out and vote. Let us see if we can change the narrative of what is happening in our state.
Okay, now, Max, let us now talk about what affects the people of Umunneato. Tell us about the consultations. I understand that you started meeting with those candidates. You've also started meeting with elders from the other block. I'm talking about Old Bende, who also think that they have a right to produce the governor in 2023. How has that particular consultation been?
First of all, after the turbulence of the primaries and the aftermath of the anger that followed it,
Has it cooled off?
Yes, we allowed people to cool off. And we have started quietly, without making too much fanfare, quietly talking to them individually. And I can say that, unexpectedly, I didn't expect that I was going to get the kind of responses I'm getting now. So people are listening and they're asking questions, and we're trying to find options that will help us, to navigate these issues. What is important for us as Okwalangwa people is to unite ourselves, be in unity and confront this election. And I can assure you that, our people are beginning to listen. Irrespective of their various political parties, they're beginning to listen. Okay. Then about our colleagues, elders, of the old Bende, we have been talking to them individually as well. We meet somebody, even impromptu, and we start a conversation, and we're trying to find out how their mind is working. And they also are interested in trying to find out how our own mind is working. But I can say to you that, it is most likely that at the end of the day, we're going to have a government of national unity. And that will be best for Abia State.
When you talk about government of national unity, that means if, take for instance, ABGA produces the next governor, is going to bring in PDP, APC, and other people from other political parties. Is that what you mean?
That is the essence of, negotiation. That is the essence of, collaboration. You already have candidates. None of them is going to step down for the other. But there can be cooperation, and it is on that cooperation that we're working on. It is that cooperation that we're working on.
Okay, Dr. Moha, when you said you were meeting with this old Bende, the elders from old Bende, do you also try to tell them that whatever position you're holding, take for instance, if you say that it is also the turn of the people from that axis to produce the next governor, do you try to convince them that they should hold on until you're done, or what?
Yes, definitely, because we have been hammering on the issue of equity, and we have been saying that the old Aba zone, we have been all along producing deputy governors, right from the time of Dr. Bernard Amanaha in 1979 to Prince Isaac Uzigwe. We have at least produced 8 deputy governors.
Now you have a governor. So you're serving out.
Yes. But if we take a census of the governors from the old Bende, see that they have had up to 5-6 governors. But even if you join the military, it's more than 11 governors from that side. So what we have been telling them is that the Igbos say not ọkwa mmiri over mmiri ọhịa adaji. The whole place will be calm. So we are trying to reach out to the elders. We are trying to reach out to stakeholders too. There are stakeholders in the political arena, trying to convince them that we have to balance this state so that we can have some level of peace and equity. And in doing that anyway, we are not saying we are just going to throw up anybody because it's our turn. No, we are going to look at capacity, we are going to look at competence of the individual to say that this is our best foot forward.
Now, do they actually listen to you at all? I mean, when you're telling them that they should support you, do they also tell you, okay, why don't you drop your own ambition and support us?
Obviously, things like that will naturally be said. That is the joy of it. You're talking to, people or mature people, and obviously they will also say, why don't you, we have our own candidate. Why can't you support us? But the point is that we marshal out arguments, reasons why it is more natural to support the Ukwalangwa people now. And some people are beginning to listen to that. Some people are beginning to agree with us.
From that axis?
From that axis, yes. Now, what they are now insisting on is, who is that person? So,
Have you been able to tell them who the person is?
Of course, we cannot at this point in time. We cannot.
I'm just looking at what your response has been when they say, who is that person?
Yeah, we tell them, they're interested in the capacity of the person, the integrity of the person, the knowledge of the person, and so forth and so on. They give us, ideas of the kind of person that, they would like to support. So we agree with them, and these are also the part of the things that we are considering ourselves, in trying to support one out of the various candidates, we have.
Now, Doctor, you know very much that government, they say, is a continuum. When you look at the situation of Abia this time around, it has a lot of issues, challenges, facing the state. Now, what will be your concentration when you are telling this person you soon be revealed to us, who you will be supporting? What will be your kind of advice as to the issues the state is facing right now? Take, for instance, yesterday the news dropped that the Abia Poly has lost its accreditation. Before now, it was ABSUT that lost the accreditation for medical students. Now you have ABSUT. Now you have, I don't want to talk about the issue of salaries, but these also have to do with salaries and the rest of them. What would be your advice to the person you'll be supporting vis-a-vis all this myriad of problems we are having in the state?
This is one of the major issues we are considering when we ask questions, to these candidates. You see, in 2015, when workers were claiming that they hadn't been paid, and TLG was saying that he did not leave any salaries unpaid, and the incoming governor then, Dr. Okeze Ikpeazu, admitted, that there was no backlog of salaries, Obviously, he was wrong because he was not told the truth of the situation at that time. And he has been grappling with the overload of unpaid salaries accumulating over the years. So if he had accepted, right from day one that, yes, there is a backlog of salaries to be paid, then people will understand his situation. But the point is that he denied that there were no backlog of salaries, That, was his mistake. Now he's confronted with a backlog of salaries that, cannot be handled by one person. So when we ask our people, when we ask our potential candidate, say, how are you going to solve this problem of unpaid salaries? Now we want to hear them. We want to see what the strategies, they have. So these are some of the things we're going to look at, in deciding who to support.
Okay, Dr. Waha, I want to get your own reaction on this because the person there right now is also your son. He's from Okwalangwa axis of the state, so he is your son. Have you been able to talk to him as regards to the issues the state is facing?
Yes, this is not even the first time this issue or this matter has been raised, even on this platform. We have been looking at the salary and pension angle of government, because there are many things government is, they are doing roads, they are doing other things, but the issue of salaries and pensions have been a very big problem in the state. So like our leader said, we are no longer going to look at somebody who come and tell us, in my first 100 days, I will clear the whole salary. This is something we have heard over the years, and we know that it is not true. What we are thinking as elders is that this salary pension thing need to be addressed holistically, section by section, like Abia Poly. The people of both the lecturers itself and the students, this is a matter that concerns them, because head or tail, if your house is falling, you will be living outside. So it's not a matter of government alone in this very issue. It's like the ASU federal government misunderstanding. The lecturers themselves, the students themselves, will have to come together. And the elders are thinking now that accreditation has been lost, that we can now move in and bring both the lecturers, government, and the students together to see how we can tackle this problem, even if it means a slight increase in school fees. When people mention those things, people say, how on earth can the education be free? People say, no, don't go there. Government must deal with everything that concerns. It doesn't work that way. And we have seen that it doesn't work. So the elders will go in and look into it. And I'm sure that in the next few weeks or months, like the federal government gave us 2 weeks, the minister 2 weeks to resign. I think this one too, governor is going to come out with a marching order. And I think in the next 2 or 3 weeks, this issue.
Are you now speaking authoritatively?
No, I'm not speaking for the government.
Are you making a suggestion?
Yes, I'm making a suggestion on the part of government, because government is not going to just allow the whole thing lie like that. The government will also react from their own perspective.
Okay, it's still the special, the Umunneato special edition of the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion, and I'll be speaking with Dr. Maxine Dwagibe and Dr. Eugene Woha. He's the leader of chairman of Kwalangwa Elders Council and a member of Kwalangwa Elders Council. We'll take a breather, gentlemen. When we come back, we'll still talk more on this issue of the key educational institution that are really suffering right now under this present administration. All right, welcome back to the program. It's still the Umunneato special edition of the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Welcome back, Dr. Maxine Dwagibe and Dr. Eugene Woha.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Max, I really want to get your views. You've been in the academia, you've been a lecturer in the universities and the rest of it. Yeah, and you contested the governorship seat of the state in 1999. Let's assume you are a governor now. What would be your next line of action in terms of addressing this key educational institution that are suffering right now in the state? What would you have done? Or probably you advise the governor.
Now, if you want to make me the governor, no, obviously I cannot legislate, I cannot talk for any government because I'm not part of any. But the point remains that
the governor is your son.
Yes, he is our son. We will advise him to the extent that he listens to us. We will. Look, people take us as if we are a department of the government, or that we must support the government at all times. It is not true. When the government does right and does good things, we usually applaud the government. We usually support him. We usually praise him. When he does things that are not correct, we also tell him. Sometimes, most of the time, in private, we don't go announcing to the general public, what we said to him. So we will continue. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, people were assuaging us here with questions concerning payment of salaries and all that. But after that, I went to the governor and I said, look, this is a problem that people are complaining so much about. What do you think about it? And he told me he was going to handle that issue sooner than later. I was glad, that 2 weeks ago, I started seeing a long list of government departments and the ministries, that are being paid. Now, that shows that, he listens. Now, the issue of education, you see, I have heard in the past, that the educational sector, that is the university and the polytechnic, are self-funding institutions. The government gives them subventions. Fine. How did they manage their subventions? That is important.
That's if it's coming.
Sorry?
That is if the subventions are coming.
Well, I suppose they are coming. If they are not coming, they should complain. It is their business, to say, we are not getting any subventions. But they haven't complained. I am told right now, that both the ASU and the Polytechnic, receive subventions, and they also generate revenues. The important thing now is, how do they manage it? Do they manage it effectively to clear salaries, to pay some of the services, that or they share it amongst themselves?
Now, if the issue is how they manage it, is the government not responsible to check actually how they manage whatever money they are giving?
You see, the government, when the government appoints somebody, there is a kind of
autonomy, so to say.
What do you call it in law? you give that person more powers, to exercise, the work you have asked him to do for you. There's delegation of powers. That's right. So when the governor appoints a board, a chairman of a board, and the members of the board, he has delegated his powers, to these persons. It is now left for these persons, if they are genuinely honest people, it is now left for them to manage that institution, in the best practices.
Okay. Now, Dr. Moha, let me come to you. You know why I actually asked Dr. Dave Max this particular question is because let's assume that tomorrow the Elders Council decides to support the same person that the incumbent governor will also be supporting. What will you be telling the people at this time? Because they say if you are bringing somebody, we should also be able to look at what your track record is like.
Yes, definitely. The time the people were saying, how do we know a good governor or somebody who will be, we did say it, that we have to look at past performance. If the person was in the private sector, we have to look how he has managed his company or establishment. Nobody should run away from the challenge we have. That is one thing our leadership should do. We the citizens and we the leadership should confront the challenge. We have economic challenges and we cannot run away from them. And one of such economic challenges have shown up in the area of payment of salary. So as elders, anybody going to that seat must be clear to us and to everybody how he is going to confront this challenge. So it's not longer a question of let us go on as we have been doing. There must be serious discussion on the way to deal with salaries in Abia State, particularly because it appears some other states around us may be doing better than we are doing presently. So whoever we are going to support, whoever will emerge as the governor, must deal with this challenge.
And so whatever the person tells you, is it the same thing you're going to tell the people?
Yes, because we are going to be convinced that this person can deal with this issue.
Okay, now Dave Max, one of your sons has also been nominated as the running mate for ABGA in Abia State. We just saw him now. He stepped out of the studio. I'm talking about the member representing Aba South, that is Honorable Bin Naitita. Would you also consider that when you are saying, okay, this is the person we are going to support, or this is person we are going to support? He is also your son.
Yes, he is also our son. But if you remember, we have always been concerned with the governorship itself.
Okay.
The governorship itself. So Ichita is, Honorable Ichita, I am told, is the deputy governorship candidate of ABGA. So he is not the target of our own inquiries and discussions.
So let's assume I know that you have some of your sons in various flying the flag of some political parties, but there's a way they say it: if we can't get this, we'll get this. So if let's assume that the person you're supporting is not really getting the support of the people, won't you say, okay, we have our son who is a running mate to this person, let's now swing?
Mr. Ginika, let me repeat this issue again. There is no single political party in Abia State today that can come out of these elections in the first instance and win. It is most likely not going to happen that way. Therefore, there is the need, or there is the opportunity to harness among themselves. So, coming in terms of territorial leadership, if the entire 9 local governments of Ukalangwa vote for one particular candidate, that person will still not be governor. He still has to secure votes, on the other side. The same thing, in the Bende side. If the 7 local governments in the Bende side give their vote to one person, that person still cannot be governor. So there must be a way to work out this thing. And the constitution was there, to work it out. But then the electoral court has, in fact, simplified the matter. So if people vote according to their conscience, those days results were written. Now, if people now vote freely and the transmission of the votes, are done without difficulty, you're going to see a kind of multitude of supports, from the people. Not necessarily going to one person. It's going to be spread. And when it is spread, then there'll be need, to talk amongst themselves. So that is where my mind, is going.
Okay. Now we have barely about 10 days before the end of, rather the deadline for the collection of PVCs. Some time ago, Dr. Moha, on this particular platform, we talked about the sensitization efforts which the Elders Council should be making at this point to sensitize the people on the need for them to go and pick their PVCs, because whatever agitation you are pushing forward, it will not be realized if people do not get their PVC. So tell us, how has that sensitization been?
Yes, it has been very successful, because if you are monitoring the figures coming out from INEC, you will discover that day in, day out, there have been increases. And from our discussion with INEC, they have been able to push in more machines to the local governments to ensure that, especially the youths, who, to me, somehow woke up.
Do you also talk to your sons, your youths?
Yes,
your various localities?
That's the people. Have you registered? Because the elders and the other group have registered long ago.
Because some of them seem not to be interested in picking it. Some don't even see need for it.
They were not interested when they saw that the votes didn't count. Even with what happened in Osun, the confidence is growing. And people have now started to appreciate the fact that if you vote, your vote will count. It's a very important thing in the election. But the moment people get this idea that results are written somewhere, they lose interest. So we are working on, before the end of the month, which actually is the end of the registration. Yes. If you look at the figures, it will be in millions. So, and the next thing too, like I've said, is pick the PVC, make sure you also vote. Because the PVC wouldn't make any meaning that you have it, but you didn't go out to vote.
Okay, Max, I really want you to join your voice to that of Dr. Moha. Make the call for the people, especially the young ones, to go and pick their PVCs. 10 days, or rather 11 days, to the close of that exercise.
We say that every time to our young people. Before they were lethargic, they weren't anxious to participate, in the politics. Those who were anxious to participate were used as thugs and stuff like that. But things have changed. There are more educated people among the youth these days, and they want to exercise their rights. So we encourage them to go and do their registrations, collect their PVCs, and on the day of the election to come out in mass and support whosoever that interests them, whosoever that gives them the confidence that things will be better for them, as youths.
Not necessarily the one that you tell them to support.
No. Look, even if I say I support you, now I can't force that gentleman there, to support you. No, I can only appeal to him. So that is what we are doing. We are appealing to our people that when the time comes, support the candidate you want to vote for. That's all. Okay. Vote for the candidate you support, rather.
Okay. All right. It's time for us to now get your reactions. I'm sure you've listened to the elders in the studio right here, and Dr. Marcin Dwagibe and Dr. Eugene Woha. They've been talking about how they can achieve this ambition of the Umunneato becoming a son or a daughter of Umunneato Axis to become the governor of our state in 2023. What do you think? The numbers to call are 080-8182-6949 or 08116052949. You can also send your SMS at 090-651-08289. That same number also goes for WhatsApp. Hello? Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome.
Well, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I greet you and your guest, all of you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, it's your boy, Chichoki from the road. I'm from Ishikwata, precisely. But I want to thank you for your good program. I always say that you are a man that I emulate from. When I work with you, the time Lesotho was contesting for governorship, you are a transparent human being I have witnessed. And I believe in you. But what I don't like is this.
Oh, I just hope you'll be able to call back and finish your point. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello? Okay, we'll move over to the next caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I don't know what I want to say is in line with what people are saying.
But
now,
what's your name? And where are you calling us?
Madam Israel from Obanfara.
Okay.
Now, what are you people doing to educate? Since Okwalangwa people have been crying that they have been marginalized, and the Igbos are crying, the Southeast are crying that we are marginalized. What are you people doing to educate people? Since P2B is the only person that comes out from the Southeast, I mean, for people to support P2B, what are you people doing about it? Thank you.
Well, like you said, we say you don't know if what you are going to ask is in line with what we are discussing here.
Why? It's in line.
Okay.
We don't support any group being marginalized.
Okay.
So that is central. When you are talking of equity, you are talking of not marginalizing anybody. You are talking of live and later live. So what they ask is in line with what we are still advocating. We are saying that what you do to A, also do it to B, so that there will be balance.
Okay. Hello.
Let me add to this. That.
Okay, let's take this call. Then you can go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Welcome.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, my phone called, so I decided to
Okay.
call back.
Good to have you back.
On conclusion, I said that your guests are speaking my mind. But what I would not like is this. For example, in Abia State, PDP has been playing 23 years now. Next year will be 24 years. And you know what it means for somebody to be in power for 24 years. And look at what happened to Abia Poly. Look at what is happening in Abia State University. It shows that the candidate of PDP does not have all it takes to become the governor. Because if you cannot manage Abia Poly, you accumulated a lot of debt. Because when he moved from Abia Poly, I know that somebody wrote a petition to House of Assembly and they said that the candidate of PDP
wrap up.
Managed for over 4 billion naira. And that case is dead now. Nobody is talking about it. So I am saying that Abians should go and pick the PDP. We have rejected PDP. We cannot join with PDP again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Then, Max, you were going to make a point.
Yes. First of all, let me respond to this person immediately.
Okay.
My good friend, you are free to vote whosoever you want to vote for. You are free to vote. If you want to vote along party lines, go ahead and do it. If you want to vote according to the candidate, the quality of the candidate, go ahead and do it. We are not here to promote any candidate or any political party whatsoever. We are not here as party representatives. We don't promote parties, on this particular Elders Council.
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, Benita. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Very much. Dr. Martin and I think the other doctor. Good morning.
Dr. Wanha, yeah.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
Yeah, good morning,
Dr.
sir.
Wanha, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Pastor Manuel. I am calling from Bausi, Shalangwa North.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to commend your consultation moves to Abia North, and also want to encourage you to intensify your consultations among contestants in Umunneato, and by extension the other local governments in Ungwaland. I also want to pray that create your indulgence to also use your advisory rule, on the incumbent to actually correct some areas of anomaly in this state that will help in ushering in the replacement. I'm talking of somebody of Professor Uche Ikone. And also use your advisory rule to ensure that the incoming governor will not own up to liabilities. When I talk of owning up to liabilities,
wrap up, Pastor
issue of payments of statutory wages. Yes.
Okay.
I'm hearing you.
I said wrap up. You're done, right?
Yes, I they don't own up to liabilities like he explained.
Okay.
The incumbent owning up to liabilities when TA was leaving the office.
Okay, thank you so much. You want to react to that?
I don't know what to say than to... First of all, it is not our responsibility to advise anybody, any government or any candidate at this point in time. Instead, we want to listen to candidates to tell us how they are going to solve the myriad of problems we have in Abia State. And we are doing that, using our intelligence. We are not, in fact, we have been saying that we are going to call them, But what we are doing, in fact, is to use intelligence. We are gathering intelligence on each of these candidates. So at the appropriate time, they will face us and we will face them. Okay. But we are not going to advise anybody here and now. As for the governor, yes, we can advise the governor, and we do advise the governor. Now, the governor has promised, a couple of things that he's going to do before he leaves office. Now, he has not left office. So there's still the possibility that he will do some of those things that he promised.
Okay. Hello? Good morning. Hello? Good morning. Welcome. Yeah, good morning. Welcome. Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Okay, maybe you just call us back. We're actually struggling to hear you. The number is to call at 080-8182-6949 or 08116052949. Hello? Okay, now let's go over to our SMS line while we wait for those calls to start coming in. Good morning. This one said the past governors owed workers and retirees more than 6 months, while those who retired from June 2015 are still being owed over 42 months. Thank you, Ben. Okay, Ben. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. Kindly move away from your radio set, please.
Yes, I am Honorable Chima Christopher.
Okay.
Yes.
From
what
where?
The political scientist is talking in the right thing. The man and that give the impression. He has spoken well. I give him kudos for that. And I believe the administration of Governor Chibikemba will do more good things. And Umunneato, especially in Ichalango and South and Osuma, we are going to provide the new governor that will march into the terrain, and we will do a new thing.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hello? Good morning. Hello? Good morning. Okay, I don't think this line is actually clear. Probably change your location and see if you can call us back. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
We will not tolerate that. Even if you have never accounted for the money. Billions of naira. The director.
Hello? Hello? I don't know the point he was trying to make. I think it's just off point from what we are talking about. We are actually looking at the 2023 governorship election in Abia State, where the people of Umunneato are agitating that their son should emerge as governor for 2023 in Abia State. What do you think about that? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, welcome.
My name is Engineer Sam. I represent you from Bende.
Okay, welcome.
I want to tell the guest to the house.
Thank you.
You people last was it SGC, you people come with this mission, and I ask you, why you people don't allow a meeting already in this stage? One, the state governor is from Ungwa, and is from the south, or the side you are calling from, and you want him to repeat again. Watch what is going in August. Everything in August is not working. Nothing is working. Including you, you know by yourself that it's not working. The educational system is not working. The health sector is not working. I want to impose another president on us. How do you think about it? Why not allow other people to try? God bless you.
Okay, thank you so much. Did you get the question?
I didn't get the point.
But I heard why not allow other people?
You were saying that
made the point.
Your son is the governor.
No, I made the point. I said by 2020 we are going to have a new governor, 8 or 10. So the fact that we are saying that we need to produce the governor, we are not going to produce the governor that has just left. So I don't see the point he's making.
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. My name is Mr. Godfrey Chukwemeka. I'm coming from Ibutu Zulu.
Welcome.
Oh, yeah. Greetings, dear Master. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Dear one, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my dear.
Yes. In fact, I'm grateful having you people. You have spoken to the world. You are just educating us. I'm happy. I'm only saying congratulations. Continue with the good works you are doing for Umunneato people. I am one of them, and I am praying to God Almighty to give us that governor. The request you people are making is we want it. It's in line with all our prayers and requests. I say, may my Almighty God bless you people and give you good health and long life. Thank you and continue your good work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello. Good morning. Hello? Hello? This line, I don't know if it's the same person that called earlier.
I wouldn't know.
No, let's see if we can take another call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, my name is also Smart.
Okay.
I'm calling from Umunneato.
Okay, Smart, can you speak up a bit?
All right, can you hear me now?
Very well, go ahead.
Yeah. Doctors, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, actually, I want to react to a question that Mr. Ginika asked you before. And that question is, he said that if you people see a son of yours who is also a deputy governor, and if you people could not get what you are looking for, that can you actually settle for that person? But your response is clearly different from what you said you are pushing for, because you said you are pushing for good governance in Abia State. And I don't think that that response, because one of the area was that the deputy governor isn't your target. And then if you say that the deputy governor isn't your target, that means you are not pushing for what you said you are looking for in Abia State, for the good people of Abia State. So my question is, are you trying to say that until you get the #1 position, that is when you believe that Abia State will be better?
Okay.
You know, I just want to be clear on this.
Okay, thank you. They will react to that. Okay. Max.
Honestly,
I think it's a straightforward question.
Now, he is saying that I refuse to say that the deputy governor, I refuse to comment on the deputy governor because it is not our target. Am I saying that until we get the #1 position,
No. He was trying to say that you said you are pushing for good governance.
Yes.
And the only way you can get that good governance is only when somebody from your axis emerges as the governor. So you're not considering somebody from your place becoming the deputy governor as well.
I did react to that. I said we have produced enough deputy governors in this Abia state.
So is it that the deputy governor cannot make impute for good governance to happen in Abia State?
The deputy governor can.
Since that's what you are projecting.
Yes, but it's not. If you say a group cannot be consigned to producing deputy governors. Yeah, why not we need somebody who is competent. And that competence can come from our area.
Okay, then Max, quickly, because we're out of time.
There is no place where you don't have competent people. There is no place where you don't have honest people and all that. We are saying, try us now for the second time, because other people have done 16 years and we have seen also their own competence. Therefore, give us the opportunity to do our own 16 years and you'll be able to evaluate the competence. Okay. So that is what we are saying.
All right, let me sincerely thank you, the chairman and leader of Ukwalangwa Elders Council, Dr. Max Ndwagibik, for coming on the show this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And Dr. Eugene Woha, a member of Ukwalangwa Elders Council. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Ginika.
And to all of you who listened and who called in, thank you so much. May God bless you. Wizzy, thank you. And Chinedu and Stanko, thank you so much. Those are the guys behind the camera. I'll see you again next week on the Umunneato special edition of the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. However, the platform returns on Friday at 10 a.m. My name is Ginika Olwaha. Good morning.